top 4 advancing have been BKO, Yappers, LRC, and No Name in our first group. But then down below, you have Burt, NTHX, Frog 3, and Divine Dead of the other group, which is still surprising. NTHX off in there. I mean, one of our top teams, I mean, should be at least in a better position, hopefully, for themselves just momentarily. But of course, we're focusing on our first group advancing. And honestly, two to really watch out for. BKO and Yappers are known for being aggressive in these kind of formats.
Yeah. And, this will be the deciding match between these teams. Really, if the top two teams will go and will be immediately qualified, and then we go off into the B stream, and whoever qualifies there will move on to one more match. So this will be really interesting to watch. I think all of the teams have the potential to kind of move up and down between this, and sadly, everybody except for the kind of the top two heavy hitters are going to be in a chance of being eliminated today. So it's going to be, this match is really influential and really kind of one to watch. And I do want to also remind you that the other teams that are happening in the losers bracket will be on Artie's stream, the official B stream. So feel free to check out at RDIRL, where he is solo casting these matches, and he has quite a task ahead of him. But something fun to watch. Feel free to switch back and forth between them. And I think regardless, in the winners or losers brackets, you're going to see just some amazing gameplay.
Course, and that being said, solo casting this game is not easy. Please just go check out B Stream when you have the time. Artie is putting in 100% of the work over there, but with here we are focusing on Group A, and with our top 4 going forward, I will say last time there wasn't exactly that much diversity with our map picks, say for like the first 2, and then after the fact we were expecting maybe a little bit of Monaco, release something else. Nope, we pretty much sticked over to Sys Horizon, at least Skyway. So while I do expect a little bit of a change from that this time around, I mean, it might be that same situation of just picking what you're really comfortable with.
Yeah, and I think that the one odd one we had in there is we had one match on Vegas, which I think was one of the best maps, but I would love to see kind of, that diversity going forward. Skyway Stadium was interesting that we got it like back to back, because it's a map that's normally banned. I think that, in my opinion, it's one of the most maps that has the most verticality to it. And if you ask any kind of FPS dev, what's the hardest thing? It's getting people to look up. And I think that this is something that the game excels in, because FPS, you just try and kind of look forward. But that's a map that forces you to kind of be aware of what's happening above you, below you. And it's just, I think it makes for a really exciting gameplay.
Yeah, it forces you to look up, below, side to side, really just every which way direction possible, because this being a destructible environment too, you don't expect someone to pop up from below as well to try and gank you at certain points, but with the finals, that is literally 90, maybe 100% of the time too.
Yep, absolutely. And just the destruction makes it so much more satisfying. And we are still seeing a lot of teams running the C4, which is really handy because it does let you drop that vault, anything that you need. And conversely, we are seeing a lot of teams using the dematerializer, which does the same thing as C4, but kind of without the explosion. You're able to get in underneath that cash out vault and just kind of drop it where you need it. And sometimes you can do it so stealthily and so like secretively that you're able to kind of get in there and really kind of throw the team that is commanding it off guard, and force them to kind of have to either slam through the floor, come in, break it off, and defend themselves. But at that point, you've already lost so many crucial seconds that it's hard to kind of deal with. So we're seeing some great plays, great strategies, and it'll be really exciting to see what happens next.
Yeah, and speaking of crucial seconds, I know with certain games it may feel like it goes on for like hours and thinking these cash outs are taking too long. And then you look at the clock and you realize I only have like 3, maybe 2 minutes left on this entire thing. And yes, you do. You really not only have to worry about where you are placement wise, but then where your cash outs are located, where you're going to place those vaults especially, and then where you're just going to run off to, because you can waste so much time in trying to get kills and then realize, oh, we're still at like 500. We probably should have been focusing on that instead.
Yeah, Yeah, there's just so many things to have to keep in mind, keep on top of, and I think that's what makes this just an exciting game, just overall. And then when you see these pros get at it, you see strategies that you wouldn't normally see in just competitive play. And these are some of the top tier players. Like if y'all want to check right now, you can go onto the leaderboards and you are going to see the people on the top of that list are the people you're seeing in this game. So it's quite exciting that we get to watch and commentate over some of the best players, because I know personally I learned quite a lot from just watching these matches, and I take it into my play with me. So yeah, I think that this is something that I'd love to see, and I think this next match will just get more and more competitive as these kind of go on, because top two teams here will just move on and get qualified already. So if I was one of these teams, I would really try my hardest to make sure that that happens, and then I kind of get a break going in for tomorrow.
And I believe we are still waiting on teams to get into lobby. So, if anything, I know it's just a matter of waiting on that, and then we should be able to get things sailed pretty smoothly here.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a lot to coordinate between four teams, and especially because we have teams in the EU and teams in America, and just kind of getting four people in a match that is a little bit buggy at times can be a very difficult task to do. So just going to bear with us as we kind of get into this next round, this next match.
Yeah, and that should be great. And I'll believe, again, if you are watching the stream here, please be sure to also check out B Stream, which is over at RDIRL. And again, he's solo casting. That's not easy. We cannot reiterate how insane that is, especially for a fast paced game like the finals. So if you have the time, please do go and check that out.
Oh yeah, I mean, I used to solo cast on Quake, but it was like two players going at it, and that was hard to follow. So this is a quite a mighty task when we have already solo and being really a trooper over there. So if you want to see some impressive casting on its own, feel free to check that out. And other than that, I guess you can still stay tuned in for Asher and I as we continue into this next one. Asher, is there any team that you're kind of excited about? Let's talk underdogs, because we have BKO in there, and we know that they are kind of the top players right now. But I'm not sure if you got the earlier matches where we had No Name and LRC and Yappers in here.
Don't believe so. If anything, I'd have to say underdog going into this. Well, former underdog at one point was BKO, but
Yeah.
now as many top names are kind of in here, especially with BKO and Yappers, I think I'd have to go No Name just a little bit here, because they're against like some of the big three within our series, I'd say the least. And then elimination round one is one thing, that's winner side. Lower side is elimination round two. I imagine that's about to be a slaughterhouse with the fact that you've thrown in NTHX and Divine Dead into the mix on that one.
Yeah, that'll be quite the match to watch, especially because they are having to compete so heavily. So the inverse of what we have here, where the top two teams get immediately qualified, the lower two teams there will be eliminated. So you've kind of got these players playing their hearts out to make sure that that doesn't happen and that they're able to continue with this series. And I think that there's a lot to watch there. And on this one, I think that LRC from the last matches I commentated, they were really fun to watch. I think Nason and Blacks are just really powerful players. So I'm excited that we get to see them, hopping in here and going up against some really good players like MXKX, DMOV, who else in here? OPP, just really some fun players, really top of their tier.
Yeah, great players at that one. Also, sorry for a little bit distracted. I'm just like hearing a clanging in my background. I was like, is that my mom again? I think it is, just sitting there menacingly on the computer. But other than that, still waiting on players to get into lobby. And again, already streaming over on B Stream. So not really sure what is taking a little longer than need be here. Happens though.
It does happen.
But it
We're going to
looks
take
like we're going to be, thrown over to a quick, probably 2, maybe 3 minute break here while we get everything settled. So please stick with us. We'll be right back.
Maybe mom and dad were right when they told me this wouldn't be nothing. Maybe I should take that advice, go get a life, or maybe get a job or something. Pack it up and head back home, tell everybody I was bluffing. Or maybe I'll just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. But maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. 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 Maybe all my exes just drinking themselves crazy tonight. Maybe I should call and say, told you I'd be right. Wondering how long it was before you realized the biggest mistake of your life, and now you're paying the price. Oh, is it confidence or confusion? Either way, I feel like I ain't never losing. Your opinion of mine, you know just what I'm choosing. I gotta do this, cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusion and reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. But maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. 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 Feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like.
Welcome back to the Breakout Esports Masters Series. I'm here today with Asher, and I am Rio, and we will be getting started on the winners round 2. So I think if you missed any of the first matches, you're here to watch these next round, and the people that won on B stream and the people that won on A stream, the two teams from each, are now competing to qualify. The top 2 winners from these matches will qualify, and they will be done for the day, and the bottom 2 will move on to one final round to see if they are able to qualify as well. Asher, we've had some great games today so far. Anything that you're really looking forward to in this next match? Insane.
I'm
No, I hear
muted.
you.
I was muted a little bit. Oh my goodness. At least in VMix, that is a little embarrassing. As I was saying, looking forward to possible double cash out action, no TLDR in that one. And other than that, I mean, that can't be the only thing I'm looking forward to here. No, because like you said, this is high stakes, knowing that teams who qualify this time around should have nothing to worry about. They're done for the day. Everyone else, they still have to fight through. And even after that, they get eliminated. Done, gone, dusted. So plenty to fight for this time around, Rio.
Yep. And given that this is a 2-day event and, having to fight either 5 more or no more matches, I think the top tier teams, I would definitely be fighting to get that break. Adding in the games is definitely adds up on your, mental strain. And when you're fighting with these top tier teams, it just kind of really adds to it and makes it a lot harder to stay on top. We want to throw one more throw out to the B stream at Artie. So he will be covering the losers bracket. So the bottom 2 teams from the last rounds that were in the bottom 2 spots are now competing to stay out of elimination. So their teams have to fight to stay in this. We have our teams fighting to kind of qualify and get out of it, where they're trying to stay in it to make it to this last round. So lots of exciting games on both streams, and whichever one you choose, I know that you'll have a great time.
Man, a fun time at that one. Oh, we got an update. Apparently there is a lobby glitch. So not everyone loaded in. We're going to have to reset possibly on. That was just issue after issue. I think lobby might be cursed momentarily. Wouldn't take long though.
Yep. And, with season 2 about to end, I'm really hoping that with season 3 coming up in a week, wow, I can't believe it already, that they might have put a little more time into the lobby system. I know that they are aware that there is a little glitchy, but here's hoping that with the next big update here in just less than 7 days, we might see some improvements on that end, hopefully.
Yeah, not just a new update, a whole new map. At that one, if I remember correctly, it's, what was it, Kyoto that should be added in? And that's like an OG, samurai style map. I'm sitting here like, wait, we're actually getting samurai swords, bows and arrows, maybe? And seeing that in a gameplay video, it has me really looking forward to the next season.
Oh, I'm supremely excited. I think my favorite from the trailer, if you haven't seen it, stop what you're doing right now, go watch the season 3 trailer. My favorite is that there's a skin that looks like a chef. It looks like a chef was working the line, cutting up some sushi, and just in that perfect kind of white chef outfit, and it looks to fit the amazing outfits and costumes that the people are able to play with in this game. So I can't wait. I think that season 3 is going to throw a lot at us, some big changes, but I think adding new weapons, new play styles, new stuff for each class is really going to kind of add a little bit of fresh air to this game. And I am supremely excited to see what this next map has for us, because they've been teasing us with Japan since the beta. Even before that, if you go look at some of the early trailers, there's little hints of samurais all throughout. So that's finally coming to fruition, and we're going to get to see what they've been working on for quite some time.
Can't wait to see it, because you know me, I love anything samurai themed, Ghost of Tsushima. Great game. Samurai Jack, that was one thing that my dad got me into that I was absolutely hooked on. So this being in Japan specifically, way back in the 1500s, how long do you think it's going to take until we see trick shot montages of not just sniper rifles, but just bow and arrow specifically?
Oh yeah, I love that they're adding a bow. I think I'm a former TF2 player that used to play all the time, and just having that bow in there was just so satisfying, because it's got such a high risk and high skill ceiling for it. But if you're able to pull off those shot after shot, it's fun. Yeah, it's satisfying, and I just can't wait to get my hands on it and try it out and see what we can do.
And I will say that also reminds me of a little bit of the, the bow check from Apex Legends, how I used to play that. And then I realized I'm not good at shooting bows and arrows, even in-game, out-of-game, whatever, because I tried, that one bingo meme? It's oh, dang it. Oh, yeah. Me the whole time and trying to play that. It was not fun.
Yep, it'll be interesting to see if I'm able to pull up my skill set from TF2, which I played probably 10 years ago seriously, and it's been probably about 7 or more years since I've really gotten into it. But I think I still got that muscle memory. It's like riding a bike, right? You can hop back on there at any point. Hopefully,
maybe. Questionably. I mean, you never really know. That's the thing. When I hear TF2, I either think Team Fortress 2 or Titanfall 2. That's the game that I played. Team Fortress, on the other hand, I was never really good at. I'll be real with you here.
Yeah, TF2, it has a storied history, and there was an interesting pro scene around it. I think that there is still a little bit of a pro scene. I haven't followed it in years, but Titanfall 2, what an amazing game. It's so sad that got dropped, but Yeah, maybe one day we'll get a Titanfall 3 that brings it all back and refreshes it, just like the finals has here with the
hopefully so.
FPS scene.
Yeah, because with the finals, I mean, usually I'm not like that much of a fan of FPS games as much as I used to be. Like fighting games and single player have kind of become my thing. The finals has been a lot of fun so far. I've played that a little bit with Artie and a couple other people, and I'm sitting here like, okay, like when's my next final? Like being a gremlin over it, quite literally in a lot of situations. I've kind of had to stop myself from that, but so far so good as we finally load into our next map.
Yep, here we go. I do love that we have a whole team with the Panda shirt that was just released in like yesterday, 2 days ago, for completing the community challenge. And I gotta say, they look pretty good.
I mean, you say that, but not gonna lie, do you know how menacing it is to see a heavy in a full panda shirt with a mask like that? Just coming at you
Terrifying.
like probably like 3, maybe 5 miles per hour. I'd be a little scared about it.
Yep, absolutely terrifying. It does look like we're spawning into the match. We only have one camera up right now, but that's okay. The others are getting loaded in. And yeah, the teams are just kind of in this early phase where they're getting set up, and we haven't had any team fights just yet. Everybody's kind of in their respective corners of the map, but that will all change here very shortly as they all move towards each other.
Yeah, in just a moment here as we streams get set up. I believe might have some
There we go.
tech difficulties. There we go. Everything loaded in, and already first kill coming in so
Nothing
far.
on the left there.
Yep.
They both backed up.
And here we see Gremlin coming right back
Yeah,
at
he's
it. He
cutting
had a
up,
great
cutting,
performance in
running
his
away.
last matches. He's a killer with that shotgun. And here it
One
goes
bar,
again.
one
bar,
He is
one
just
bar.
great at pushing in, getting
One
that
out,
close
Gremlin.
quarters. He brings one of the enemies down to just a quarter health, if not lower. And
Heavy.
oh, he goes for it. What a
Ooh.
jump kill.
I'm tapping
On
on
me,
me.
on me.
That's skilled. That takes a
third
lot of
bar?
practice.
Yeah.
And he's
Running
doing
away.
that advanced move where you're just hopping outside of the window after window.
Got him, Gremlin.
He gets shut off trying to push in. That barricade is really impressive,
lives.
and they've made it bigger recently.
Oh, what RPG'd himself? We're gonna
beats
get the
it.
kill credit. So
Yeah,
great.
it's Kremlin out here
Bubba,
saying,
ping, ping,
listen,
ping,
I'm
ping.
having a
Above
horrible
me, above
day
me.
and I'm about to make it everybody's problem. Shotgun
Let's
kill
not.
after
Oh my God.
shotgun kill, and nobody's just able to run out
dropping
of
on
the
stuff?
way.
You know
But
that?
Volk right
Go
now,
Gremlin,
or at
go
least
Gremlin,
cash
on
in
entend.
tow for Telco and company here with
Là, c'est les
FPS leading
violets.
the
Ils ont-
lead
ils sont
here.
pas petits, les violets. On peut aller sur le camp, on peut aller sur le camp.
Yeah, Elko from No Names, which we haven't seen just yet, rocking the AK. His team's in a good position. We can see them kind of getting set up. I love breaking those zip lines. It just makes it harder for the enemy team to get in there. And we just, excuse me, we see them kind of holding control on the roof, which I'm not sure is the best play, but hey, they're the pros. They're the experts at this. I just think that you're so exposed on this map. So it's a little hard to stay chipped
Et je vous
away.
dis,
But
je
they do
vous
have
dis,
that
dès qu'on
APS
drop
turret.
grenier,
They do
dès qu'on
have
drop
two
le dernier
barricades set up by their
Il y a
heavy,
un moment où on va aller
and
grenier
they
qu'on
are
sera
kind of
là, ok?
locked in there. It looks like not a lot of fighting is happening, and maybe all the fight is
Focus
happening
grenier.
on Cash Out A.
Parce que
Cash
le grenier-
out
Oh,
A
thank you.
looking like the place to be if you are some people, but for everybody else involved wanting just a little piece of that
Oh, that's
$10,000
I
coming
think
up pretty surely could be an
Go inside,
easy
go
steal
inside,
for
go
some,
inside.
but not all as Gremlin
think
trying
I
to
can
take
both go
at
inside right
least
now.
a couple bullets coming through.
All
Anyone
close.
just running into them would not have a kind day
me.
with that
They're doing
RPG, and A really looking like the place to
Yeah, they
be
might
is
hit below
now
them.
MXKX and off kind of leading the charge here. Turret down just in case, and knowing someone
Money
is on the
C4,
other
hold on.
side here. Great
got it,
kill
got it.
coming in from the
Nice.
C4 and
Yeah,
another
but
off
look
the
at-
elbow melee.
Yeah, BKO in a
Come on in.
commanding lead. I think that they don't have enough time to.
Three
get
bars,
Cash
three bars,
Out
hard
A.
right off.
So now they just have to control it. Wow, the RPG kill. That was such skill. It was in air as both team members were in the air. His team goes down, loses two. They are getting challenged at the cash out, but he's able to stop
Why did he
it.
get off?
And they
Why
are
Why did
going
he
to
get
get
off?
it.
Why did
They
he
get
get
two
off?
points, but there's not going to be enough time.
Oh, he's okay,
What an
Simon. He'll
amazing play
see
from
you.
Gremlin.
I see
He
you.
is just
Wow.
an amazing
That's
guy.
the
That's
Gremlin. The peak
insane.
Gremlin.
I'm pretty sure we just found the temporary and
I
new
don't have
hydrogen
it.
bomb of this lobby going forward, and that is
700 damage.
Gremlin off the heavy.
I-
Found
I
that one, not two,
predicted
not
him
three,
with that
but almost four in quick concessions.
Yeah, good work,
Absolutely nasty stuff.
I think we could probably
If it
fought-
wasn't the
if we could
C4,
sweep
it was the
out-
RPG next, and if it wasn't
Okay,
that,
I
it
think
was
we
the
third party,
absolute
but,
shotgun
fine.
slaughter that
Just
came
go middle and
forward.
We farmed some extra points.
Just
I was supposed to cross.
amazing to see. We see that the fight was still happening over the second vault, second cash out, and it did go in the favor of who was that? Of LRC, I believe. And yeah, now we're just kind of holding off, and yeah, another team wipe comes in. Not looking great for our bottom two teams. Our top teams have a commanding lead, but with the next vaults coming up with so much cash, I think that they're going to be okay. This can be anybody's game at any point, which is what really makes this, edge of your seat. Who's going to take it?
We go for it.
And that is the most important question here, is you have a couple more vaults that are going to open up shortly, and going in through Stadium. That is such a far ways away from almost everybody involved, and now, rather than stick to the rooftops of these houses, having to kind of opt in, switch over to some of these long-range distance roofs now.
Yeah, and we actually see they're like
Maybe we just chill hospital for a bit.
Yeah, we can.
No, just
I
wait and see.
want to throw the money though. Go hospital already.
Sniper, I forget the name of it real
No, we
quick.
can't. We
I'm gonna
cannot.
throw the money to
But
them.
we
I'm gonna
just
throw the
see
money
the
to them.
lights on,
Hotel roof,
I
hotel
believe
roof, hotel
it's
roof.
Yappers.
I'm going inside.
I think it's
Just go
D-Mod
hospital
is
already,
running
feel
that.
straight, it's
So
fine.
another change from him. He's showing a wide range of weapon usage, from the throwing knives to the SMG to now the full-on rifle. This is a great map to have that rifle on because there's just so many wide open areas, and I'm curious to see if it plays off for them.
I mean, I'm hoping so, with Telco and Company now sitting downstairs and in second place, should have a $15,000 cash out coming up if they're able to keep their hands onto it. That's the thing with fourth place sitting in $1,470. There we go. I didn't see the one just sitting there. It might make him a little more desperate and a little more money hungry than usual to try and at least steal here.
Yeah, and we see No Name kind of getting set up again. They were able to take the first catch, and if they're able to get this, they might get thrown into first place. They are fighting up against BKO, but it does seem like No Name
give me a pad?
kind of the two top
Light that.
teams right now. And Cash Out D is such a hard one to push into because it can be barricaded. It's already in a little room itself, so you have to blow it up from the side or below. And it's really easy to kind of trap it in there with gas or some other kind of mine. We do see that this is probably the closest quarter combat that we'll get all day, just in this one area.
Man, not just a hard one to push, but a staring one at that, and that is no exception for Cash Out D-Ray, just kind of bouncing, question mark off the jump pad. I see that off in the corner right there, and with Retro Invasion coming up, should make things a little more interesting. Want to get rid of the turret and the pad just in case, but I say that is a heavy pushing forward, but it is Blacks. It just gets blown back out of existence and back to spawn.
And I think BKO has time to steal it, and they do. They're going to get their teammate up and have a whole another cash out underneath them. At this point, they have a commanding 30,000. I would almost kind of hold back. You've only got 2 minutes left on this, maybe another minute if you get one more cash out going. But what I would do is I would go to a vault, hold it, and just make sure that my team doesn't go down. BKO might have this again.
Oh, to behind us?
And not again. A lot of people would say, especially if you find yourself in third or fourth place here, unless you want to get eliminated and sit home a little too early on. Qualification is most important, and those cash outs even more so. With Retro Invasion now active, should make things a little more interesting. And of course, that is a team wipe coming forward and dropping down, descending from the heavens, and away it is. Gremlin with a shotgun, not wanting to let this go. Just 1, 2, 3 shield.
There it is.
Finally, Boone just running for dear life. You can tell at points that they were probably thinking, can I fight this? Maybe I can. In this situation, no. No, you cannot.
Yeah, and you could just see the fear in his eyes as he was trying to run away. If I ran into that, I would just, get out of there as soon as I can, especially if you're down to your last teammate. In this mode, it's better to hide than it is to just be exposed and go down with your cash.
Man, just the pure dread, the pure fear that we can kind of see in that case. And with about a minute left on the board, really, there's not much room for error left, or really not much room at all for any slip-up, any mistake, especially if a cash out in hand.
Yeah, it looks like only one cash out has started. I'm curious to see if Vault 5 makes it all the way over to A. It's just now being opened, but with a minute left, they have got to hustle if they want to get it over there and start it on the next cash out. And they do, actually. I guess they had a teleporter set up and were able to get it over there real quick. But it looks like we're going to have both teams kind of fighting for it.
That should be one interesting team fight coming up. I wouldn't say quick and clean, but more like dirty, if anything, because that is a new level, a new era of desperation coming in from both. 22,000 would not only be game-changing, but could be massive, especially if you are sitting in 4th place right now at about 5K. 22 would easily put you in at least 2nd place here, way over 3rd.
Wait, that hit.
And it's not always about getting in first, because we have 5 matches to go, 4 after this, and if you get second in this one, it's okay. You can come back. It's more about not being last, and if you are last, boy, get as many kills as you can. Interesting play from Nason. Wow, I did not know that was a spot. That is a cheeky spot to hide for this cash out. Nobody would check that. That's an incredibly smart play, and we've seen this before from Nason in the previous matches. So this is fun. What a cheeky spot.
Don't see, yup, predicted, calculated. Get out of here.
I'm gonna say just that moment of nobody should be able to see us,
Yeah,
right?
I
That
remember.
should be an
Oh,
easy
really?
kill, right?
Yep.
Oh my god,
And it looks like BKO is going to be able to steal this one right out from underneath and make their lead. Oh, I don't think they were able to get it.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Wow.
just stuck at 4th place, almost able to at least pop off with one clean steal, and instead just gonna have to try and make up for it as best as possible in the 2nd game.
Yep. That's a good thing. We do have multiple to go, so even the last place can come back and take it all the way. It just kind of depends there, but boy, what a performance from BKO! Like they are just here. They are fighting with force. They are scary. I think that's the best way of putting it. A scary team to go up against right now.
It's almost frightening even. I mean, we talked about it. They were going to be one of the top teams going forward in this bracket, but now really starting to look a little more menacing than we really expected. That is for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I think No Name also had a really great performance. Yappers, we didn't see kind of the plays from Dimov that I saw last time. He was running a different setup, so maybe it takes a little bit of adapting for him to kind of get used to it. I'm curious what he's going to play with next, but LRC also had a great performance. Nason had some real cheeky stuff that I hadn't seen before, just really fun to watch. Now we're in the replay, and there we go, Gremlin with that shotgun. He is a force. He is a wrecking ball, and it's terrifying and exciting at the same time.
I mean, you say wrecking ball, but for being very real here, I mean, that's probably the energy of like maybe 2 atomic bombs, maybe Star Bomba, if you squint. As explosive of a performance as that was. I mean, Gremlin especially making sure that nobody was safe, not at cash out, whether it be this poor heavy Boon that just got caught out with 1, 2, 3 shields that popped up, not a single one was able to save them.
Yep. And yeah, it's interesting about the shields because we do see the heavies running kind of just that. We see them running the personal shield and then the dome shield. And so anytime that these teams go after each other, they're really having to fight through quite a lot to kind of poke and penetrate through the enemy's barricades. And I think that's really exciting to see. Here we have the first place was Yappers, actually. They were able to steal that cash out right at the end. They got 3 kill points for a total placement of 15 and 43,000 in cash for an overall total of 18 points. Second place, BKO, with 6 kill points. So that's what we saw happening there. They were getting kill after kill. 11 placement points for that, and 31,000 in cash for a total of 17. So just 1 point away from Yappers, and definitely something that we saw. LRC with 3 kill points, 7 placement points, and $27,000 cashed out for a total of 10 points. Finally, we have No Name, who definitely have a great name, but only got 2 kill points, 3 placement points, and sadly just 11,000 total cash out for a total of 5 points. Kind of shocked from that because No Name really has a great lineup. And I kind of expected more from them. But as I said earlier, this match is early. We still have 4 more games, and I have a suspicion that No Name will probably be closer to the top. Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of an underwhelming performance coming in for No Name, which I was expecting a little more, but now, I mean, first game, sure, shouldn't have that much to worry about. You have plenty of time to go, and differential again really hitting 11,000 versus LRC's 27,000. It's not a prime position you want to put yourself in, but if you are yappers, I imagine you might be a little happier knowing that finally you've managed to overtake BKO for now and set yourself apart at about 18 total placement points and $43,000 in cash out.
Yeah, and I think it's just really exciting to see that with BKO with 6 kill points. So what is that? That means they got like 18 kills at least, compared to Yappers with 3 and LRC with 3 and the No with 2. So there is still a dominating force here, but it doesn't all come down to kills. Sometimes it comes down to team play and just how you're able to manage those cash outs. Sometimes it's impossible for where you spawn, but a lot of strategy, a lot of movement, and getting those crucial kills at the right time is what they need to do. So really interesting to see that who's on top, who's on bottom, but we still have a lot to go, and I expect the whole thing to just shuffle.
Is true. I remember clearly about like 4 games left in this one. Am I right on that one?
Yep,
just making sure.
4 more.
So that's 4 games, some room for error for now. I mean, by the time you head to probably like game number 3 might be time to panic just slightly, so a little bit more than usual. So for now, you have time to re-strategize, rethink, get your bearings back in order. But if you are in 4th place, that is much more than usual as we head into game number 2 here.
Perfect, yeah, and it looks like we're going to be going on to Monaco, which is one of my favorite maps. I'm curious what variation we got. Does it say clear? Do we have no variation? I can't really tell. I think that we might have just a very standard, yeah, we do, standard issue. Okay, cool. So no variation to this map, no suspended structures, nothing, no moving platforms. I think that this is one to watch because this will be kind of closer to something like Sys Horizon or anything like that. As the teams kind of hop in there and get started, everybody's in their respective corners, running towards the cash outs. We see a heavy running charge and slam. Who is that? I can't really read that out in the top left, which I would suspect is probably the only heavy that's doing that today. Just charge and slam is great for pushing somebody off the point, but having that shield and kind of protecting your team usually is what you want to go for. But I'm curious to see how that plays out.
That is true. Just gonna have to really wait and see. I mean, sure, an unorthodox way of really running heavy, but hey, if it works, it definitely works. And on this map, might work a little too well, especially for breaking in, at least charging and setting up some entrance points for yourself and your teammates.
Yeah, well, and it actually looks like it's Gremlin running it, so, I don't have much place to talk. He knows what he's doing. He's also running the Lewis gun, interestingly enough. He's hopped off that shotgun, which has just been his main go-to. But this is a very different map. It has a lot more going forward than some of the other ones that we've seen. We see one of them go down. Gremlin's running away with the cash out. Noah FPS kind of goes down with his team. And sadly, that'll be No Name going down as well. Teams are really pretty evenly matched right now. Nason goes down, and we just see, wow, 2 teams go down almost immediately. And it is the lower teams, the ones not with the vaults or cash out.
I will say No Name have really been going through the blues almost these first 2 games, and really this next one, no exception. And again, we're just starting off. I don't want to jinx anyone too early, too soon here, as 1st and 2nd place respectively able to tack on at least $10,000 going in, at least before it gets stolen, maybe snatched by another team here. Oh?
Yep. Oh, and we're back at us. Hello. As far as I could tell, that the matches looked like they were going. We can't see what's happening right now. Waiting for production, maybe a slight little glitch on their side.
I mean, maybe trying to chat with them right now to see what is going on. Okay, we should be back in the game. I thought for sure that that can't be a lobby reset, right? Did something glitch out?
No, yeah. It seems like everything's going good. Maybe just a Twitch mistake, but it happens. That's the chaos of having 4 teams at once playing on one screen. But it doesn't look like we really missed anything. Two teams are getting the cash out going. It looks like there was a team wipe from one of them. I can't tell who just yet, but it does look like a lot of action is happening over at cash out C. We see the Lewis gun setting up and
south,
getting their
low.
barricades set up
Medium is
for
3 bars.
KO.
I'm dropping on him,
They're doing everything that they can. They're again staying on top of the roof. I would opt
Medium is
more for
literally
staying
one.
inside the building, but they know what they're doing. They are low on the bottom base. There's that charge and slam coming in.
All dead.
At least an assist.
Oh, il y a un trophy.
And a team wipe with that as well.
Oh, j'ai pas réussi à péter le
PKO
And about
just holding this
$10,000
one on.
below right now for a quick and easy cash out as Noah XFPS leading the charge here. Goes for the goo. Actually pretty smart use to climb back upward and get yourself in a better position, at least stay safe on cash out 2 above and at least a couple below, so a little dangerous for the team here.
Yeah, they're definitely kind of setting up and getting it hunkered down. And we see Noah trying to push in. They're running out of time. They have to get on this vault like right now. This cash out, he's going to have just enough time, but he's getting shot at from the top of the roof, which probably pushed him off and doesn't allow him to steal. He gets cornered by their heavy, who's getting pocket healed. Noah has to leave, and I don't think that they're going to be able to steal this cash out.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to have to be one cash out stolen and just for another day. And that RPG going out in full force, almost narrowly able to hit and makes up for it against Blacks here. With the damage on the Lewis gun and Gremlin just looking dominant yet again.
Yeah, they went
Yeah, he
they're up to
definitely
rats.
is forced. I didn't know what to expect when he moved with the Lewis gun.
Come to me,
In my opinion, the Lewis gun's gotten a little weird with its recoil pattern, but
Heavy
hey, the
coins,
ones that
heavy
can use
split
it,
right
they
now.
can use it great.
Where's charging
And it looks like
Second
he's
floor,
definitely
second
one of them.
I'm with you.
And yeah, both cash out, both vaults are now being opened. At least vault 4 inside of the church is happening. We do see one team setting up on the roof, trying to get those kills popped down.
Come inside, go
And,
inside, come with me.
yeah, everybody's just kind of set up. There are no real team kills, team wipes happening right now. Everything will start as soon as those vaults start moving.
Man, just gonna have to take a second. Like we said, this location in church can be a real tricky one because usually there's only one way in, one way out. And at this certain point specifically can be really tricky to try and navigate, but it looks like rotating upwards and outwards through rooftops makes you a little bit of an open target, but being the one way of quick traversal, especially over to cash out D, it's gonna have to work.
Yeah, and we do see cash out D getting started. They're trying to knock it over. Noah is setting up, throws down the APS turret, and they are staying close inside this one building. I'm not sure who just went down. Dimov just went down from an elbow. It brings up one teammate on the res. Dimov gets rezzed again. His whole team is back. That healer is doing great work. Looks like they're going to take Vault 3, probably bring it to cash out C. And that healer is doing everything they can. I think that they get glitch grenade. Couldn't continue healing. So that looks like Bo goes down, and yeah, it's all on Dimov right now. And Dimov is actually running heavy. I think that's interesting because he switched from being our light player to now heavy with a shotgun. So some real diversity here and different gameplay and different styles from Dimov.
Yeah, a bit of a change considering Dimov is usually a demon, quite literally, when it comes to running light because it allows for versatility, allows for, you know, some quicker gameplay, and sure, the health pool isn't really there, but at least you're able to get in the damage. So the swap over to heavy, I guess, we're finally seeing these teams change their strategy up majorly, and now with just the goo walls surrounding them and 15,000 on this cash out, wanted to keep their defensive options a little open, but at the same time, at least knowing they're enclosed.
Yeah, and LRC's got a good setup here on Vault C, cash out C. They've got a nice glue grenade set up, and it doesn't look like they're being challenged just yet. He's going to break the zip line. They do have those barricades that can be brought up and down, and on top of it, the vault is on an elevated platform that can move up and down. It does look like they are not going to get contested a ton, so LRC might get lucky and kind of steal this one away without any being contested.
Of course, dropping down below, it is no FPS. They were without Vladimir for a brief second, but Gremlin for the first time actually falling victim to a quick little couple of pot shots, and with deathmatch incoming, I imagine these deaths should stack up a little bit of extra cash needed, but if you are in 4th place, might be the one thing you desperately need, as cash out is actually going to go forward anyways. First place now kicked at the 19,000.
Yeah, it's sad to see. My name really had a good start, but they're all the way at the bottom now. Here we see D-Mob doing what we can, what we were seeing last game from like Gremlin with the shotgun. He's doing really great, just kind of keeping people at bay and just destroying anybody that comes in close contact with him, just like that, right there. He actually took out Gremlin there. So, and a team wipe from BKO. Interesting.
And a good team wipe at that, a much needed one, but with a minute left on the clock, I think we need to move away from kills and focus more on who's getting these cash outs, who's not, and really just who gets left in the dust here.
Yeah, and we still see that this cash out held by LRC really didn't get contested, so they were able to get a nice, easy one. Everybody was fighting over the other one. It looks like the fight has moved to vault 5. So LRC is now going to try and move themselves in a position, maybe go for a different vault. But this might be a situation where we see 2 vaults put into 1 cash out.
Maybe, maybe not. Is right now deathmatch active, so about 3K per kill coming in here. Excuse me, 1K possibly. But here we go. I mean, down below, D-Mob taking a little bit of damage, be able to hop out just in time. I say that. Some pot shots being active, just take it. Health could not have come at a better time, but with shielding just in case, knowing that hey, someone falling in behind me. And yes, they are, and playing the long game, able to fight back against Blacks, but not able to avoid another kill and securing himself second place.
Yeah, that was great. I think that was No Name at the end, or who? I'm not sure who took it. Blacks is part of LRC. I think that getting them that 1 cash out where nobody fought them really helped them, and I think kind of an oversight from all the other teams. You know, even if you're in control of that cash out, I might have left knowing that all 3 teams are there and that you could have gotten an easy one off on LRC. So. Really exciting to see. I'm curious to see what this changes in the roster, in the points distribution, and yeah, especially the kills, because we did see a lot of teams going down, a lot of team wipes happening, especially more than we've seen maybe so far today.
Yeah, and hopefully so. I mean, major shakeups overall and really around as we go into our replay, and really not as much of an intense game as I kind of hoped, but still action all around, especially from first place here. And even Gremlin, who of course just being a sneaky little gremlin, a lot of these kills just charging through, and I understand why they really went forward with adding that on to heavy. I mean, with the RPG, especially in the Lewis gun in hand, making sure that nobody was safe in the lobby.
Yeah, real dynamic gameplay from Gremlin. Just fun to see, especially that he's able to switch and do something completely different. And yeah, we're just seeing some of the top tier players just showing off what they can do. Amazing kills here from D-Mob, switching from light to heavy. Gets a team wipe, chasing down another kill. Amazing to see.
Man, great to see at that one. And at that one point, Gremlin looked a little vulnerable in a lot of certain situations, was able to recover as best as possible. And in this one, especially, D-Mob making sure that Blacks wasn't able to follow after him, and that second kill was secured. But overall, I'm interesting to see how this leaderboard is going to shake up in the end of this game.
Yeah, and I think that we'll have the updated leaderboard in just a second with all the updated kills and cash out. I believe that it was LRC who took it in the end, so they're definitely giving BKO a run for their money.
And a great run for their money at that one. I believe we should be waiting on our leaderboard results in just a second here.
Yep, just waiting to see, and as they get that ready, the teams will be getting ready for the third match. So the third one is kind of where everything kind of starts to get a little bit more, tense, a little bit more. The teams kind of hunker down and see, hey, this is where we need to focus, need to get it going, or maybe, hey, we've got a good lead, we could just try and hold on to it. So it's yeah. Fun to see, fun to watch. We've got a lot more coming towards us, and yeah.
Yeah, like I said earlier with that third map, I mean, at one point or another, it is kind of start to, panic a little bit, and especially because when you really think about it, right? I was saying this earlier with the third map, there was room for error earlier. Now that we're on map number 3 and you're about like 2 out away from getting into our next section of the bracket, you start to realize, are we doing that bad? Do we need a little more cash or gas left in the tank? And depending on how this leaderboard shakes up, I think it's time for that, especially for 4th place.
Yeah, curious to see who is in 4th, because I have a feeling it might be No Name. I don't know what their performance was in the last one, and yeah, here we have the updated roster. So we see Yappers in the lead with 7 kill points, 26 placement points, and $64,000 cashed out for a total of 33 points. In 2nd place, we have LRC with 6 kill points, 22 placement points, nearly $60,000 in cash out, 59 and for a total of 28 points. In 3rd place, BKO, shockingly, still commanding the lead with kill points of 10, 18 placement points, but only $43,000 cashed out with a total of 28 points. And finally, we have No Name with just 4 kill points, 6 placement points, and only 13,000, nearly 14,000 cashed out for a total of 10 points. Interesting to see. Things kind of have shifted a little bit from previously. Shockingly enough, BKO is now in 3rd, but they are tied. They have 28 points as well with LRC. So this could go any which way, really, in these next 3 matches.
And truly so, with Yappers now really showing who's dominant in this one, able to claw their way back up to 1st place, and not that much of a difference, if anything, between themselves and LRC. But if you are in 4th, like I said earlier, obviously you don't want to find yourself eliminated, because top 2 here are going to be moving on to qualify and shouldn't have that much to worry about. Everyone else might find themselves in a little bit of trouble.
Yep. If I was No Name, I would really kind of kick it into high gear. I have seen them play. Noah is a wonderful player. Vlad is great as well, and I think that they've got a solid team. I think that they can pull this back. I would be shocked if they don't, but it's really all about getting that momentum, holding on to it, and then making sure that you kind of stay strong. So they have 3 more opportunities to do that, and we might even see BKO kind of sneak back up there. With the 2 teams tied at 28 points, it's still going to be kind of a big shuffle right until the last match, that's for sure.
It is true, like you did say, No Name, usually they're a stronger team than this, so kind of seeing them in that last place position is a little unusual. Might be just a bad day for them, but we should be starting off with our next game now.
Yep, it looks like it's about to get started, and I'm curious to see what map we'll be on. Maybe we'll get some Sys Horizon. We haven't seen that from this group just yet. I would almost bet that's up next. If not, I think maybe Skyway Stadium, but I think those are the only 2. Oh, we also have Vegas, so could be one of those 3 matches. We will definitely see here in just a second as all the teams get loaded in.
Of course, starting off with, it would be good to see Vegas. I'm not saying that because I'm biased, because I used to live there. Still fun, nonetheless, but as we move on with teams just getting set up momentarily here.
It is Sys Horizon. I had a feeling.
Let's go.
Can't hold it off that long. Interestingly enough, they did say that in the next update we will be getting new variations to Sys Horizon. So teams that pick this, knowing that there's no variation, that's all going to change here in just a few days.
Of course, coming up with teams getting started, we do have one screen that we're still waiting on, but other than that, I mean, some teams set up, and Vault 2 should be up just momentarily.
Yep, there's the Gremlin. Now he's running. And I believe the shotgun. This is a great map for the shotgun. His team's in a good position. They are below or above Vault 1.
They can't go through that. They can't go through that.
Getting opened. I'm curious if they're going to try and blow it up. Ooh, we see an RPG come down, takes Gremlin to half health. His whole team is going very low, and he is just struggling to hold on. He gets 1 good kill, but his whole team gets wiped.
Yeah, maybe we should have had it. I think we should have instantly. Yeah.
Man, an unfortunate team wiping quite early in this one at that. I mean, usually Gremlin's team and everyone else are kind of really that one team that really like to tough it out and stick it out up until the last kind of moment, and then they kind of slip a little bit, but seeing it this early, a little unusual, but it happens. As Noah X FPS at least in hand with the cash out and headed towards B.
Yeah, Noah's in a great position. I think that this in the museum area is a great cash out area. It gives you this platform above, and you're really only exposed from kind of not that many angles, especially if you bring down the stairs or block them off like they're doing right now. They throw up the APS turret, and they're kind of huddled in this area where they are the most secure. So they only have to watch out from behind them and in front of them. Anywhere else, they either are going to be ambushed directly on. So they're in a great position. I'm curious to see if they can hold it. And we see Gremlin and their team just kind of holding off. I'm not sure what the slowdown is about.
I think they did. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It is a little interesting. I'm not sure why they aren't pushing in.
We're going to get thirded if we push this, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, usually Kremlin's team are a little more aggressive than we need be, but I guess in this case, maybe deciding to opt back and just switch away, maybe wait for the next one. I'm not sure what's going on here.
They're all good.
Yeah, just waiting. I think that they didn't want to get third team, so they didn't want to run in there while the other team was attacking them. And they probably played that smart. You don't see that very often. Just that self-awareness that pushing in at that moment when they were so close wasn't the right move. You see some Gremlin did a great first kill, and Noah is just kind of hopping around there trying to stay alive. His team is getting pushed out, and it looks like Electro went down. He goes for the res. He does get his teammate back, but Noah is on 1 health, and he can't save it. Hops up there and goes down. But he gets immediately rezzed by his teammate, and his team's at about half health with him with the healing beam.
Wait, chill. We can play out here.
And it does seem like the fight over Cash Out D is, or B is going kind of quite intensely.
Man, with Cash Out A just below, just Mason just sticking up top, I imagine, just a little fun of themselves, not much to worry about, but Cash Out B right now just flying all over the place. That 10,000 being taken through a ride because of grenades and bombs and jump pads. Oh my, and Telko going down and out, and for a team like Bum is coming in for team off.
Yeah, looks like Nason Blacks and Spoiler got pretty lucky on A. And they didn't need to really fight that much. They were in a great position. That cash out lets you stay really above the map and kind of hold a good vantage point. But luckily for them, it didn't seem like they got contested. Everybody was over at B. So now we're running towards the next vaults. Every team is kind of getting set up and getting ready for the next fight.
The next fight should be coming up momentarily. Is everyone right now getting back their guns back with their bearings and all, and obviously rotating over to 4. And we see in the corner that fucking Spoiler able to get a hand on a little more cash and just goo wall out just in case, just need be. Everyone else on the other hand, I imagine probably one opting to steal for the vault here, but it is going to be 3 being taken away instead.
We see Dimov is still playing heavy. He did give us an emote there. They are just kind of setting up and holding. I think they're going to try and intercept one of these vaults while the team is in progress trying to over there, where they're just playing the time really smart and now running over directly into Cash Out C. We see Cash Out D as well going off, and both will kind of have each team defending it, and we see Noah going in for the steal on Cash Out C. I'm not sure if there's a team wipe in there, but it looks like they were able to just kind of sneak in there and get it before, and now we do see the team getting dropped on them, but how were they able to get in there so sneakily?
Man, with the revive coming in on top, and he just really needed here with plenty of heals going around, especially for Noah, Electo, and Vladimir just sticking into the corner, hiding, just waiting for anyone to come through that door, knowing that, okay, we have 2 options. So we can either drop in from above, from below, or really to the side. So Gudor just up in case and turret on, really just if need be. This is a bit of a scary situation because anyone could just blow up a wall and really C would be gone just like that.
Yeah, and this is actually a really good play from No Name. This is what I've expected to see all day. I think that they're in a great corner, so it looks like most of their damage is coming from people above them. Nobody's blown up this vault, so they they only have just a little bit more time to hold it, and I think that they'll be in a good position. It looks like somebody bursted a gas, either grenade or canister, and the whole room is kind of filled with gas. They are down one teammate, and I'm curious to see if they just hold in this position that they're in, because it is so strong, or if they go for the res. I think that their teammate Vlad is just kind of out of position, so they are in a little bit of a struggle, either waiting for him to stay alive or to coin in, or just kind of keeping themselves alive. They are going down very low, and sadly that team wipe, man, if they had their third player, No Name might have gotten out of this situation a little differently.
Man, and the team wipe coming through. Nason goes down and out, and Dimov luckily able to hit one, and that cash out steal is not going to go through, and just almost narrowly did, but Flax gets eliminated. Situation goes down, and leaving only Dimov to be the last one left alive, having to crash out and get out.
Yeah, that was really exciting. I thought Dimov and his team were really going to kind of get in there and show what the Yabbers can do, but he is having to retreat. Previously in our last tournament, it made more sense for your whole team to die so that you would just respawn, but now with the threat of losing 30% of your cash, with how evenly close it is right now, we have the top team only has 18, the bottom team only has 13. It is anybody's game as we go into these last few vaults being opened and inserted in.
Last few bolts coming up, and with only just a minute or two left to spare, imagine that sense of desperation is starting to get to some of these players, and with orbital lasers incoming, now not only do you have to worry about destruction from players' hands, but now pretty much just the sky. The door gets gooed up in the top left corner. Spoiler goes down and out the gremlin.
Yeah, I'm seeing more impressive goo plays today than I've ever seen. These teammates have these teams have kind of learned that it's such a powerful tool. Even just stopping somebody for a few seconds and forcing them to go a different route, and that's what we're seeing. I personally like to use them on stairs because it does make people either climb over them and then become an easy target, or kind of find another way, blow up something or break them. And they're not easily broken. It's not a one shot and they explode. It's you need to lay into them for a few seconds before they kind of go off. So it's your own little personal barricade. And I do love seeing all the teams just use all their utility that they can. It looks like BKO is getting cash out B-stoned. They throw a C4 down right on it. We see Gremlin kind of set up and going into that tunnel and doing everything he can, holding a glitch grenade, ready for it. They put a bounce pad down below, so I think they're going to try and drop it and then bounce it, which is a great strategy because it really throws off the enemy team if they're starting to try and steal it.
And honestly, with the glitch coming forward right now, orbital lasers active, but gas canisters just flying out of everywhere, every pocket, every corner. It's just so much abound, so I imagine the destructive power should be kicked up at least by a 90 octave here. We go with team wipe going forward. Block's able to survive that one narrowly so, taking so much burn damage, but I say that and coming in from behind, just find yourself in a bad situation, cash out being stolen at that one, and maybe having to focus on B instead of A going forward as Noah FPS drops down below.
Yeah, they have control of it. Noah has the advantage height-wise, and they've only got maybe about 15-20 seconds that they have to hold and defend this. So I would be very surprised if No Name doesn't get this cash out right away, because there's just not enough time for anybody to get in there and stop them. I think that this might even throw them to the top of the leaderboard, at least in this match.
And hopefully so. Gremlin gets taken out for what seems like the first time in a very long time by Dimov, who is also the second hydrogen bomb we've having been watch out for in this lobby thus far. Everyone else avoiding orbital lasers, and with the revive, Mason is back up, but almost at what cost? Just gets taken down as quickly as he comes back.
Yeah, just shocking. You see really a lot of fighting happening over at B, and that will be the end right there. We see Nason getting a kill right at the end with that shotgun. That might have been Dimov actually, really exciting gameplay. I loved how close the spread was in that match, because it felt like each team was bringing their A game to this, and was able to kind of get in there and really have some maybe upsets happening on this board when we finally see the totals coming up.
And great upsets at that, I imagine, for No Name, a bit of an uptick in performance that we were really looking forward to at that one. But really, with the cash-wise, a lot of point differentials coming forward, I imagine so.
Yeah. And we really saw some amazing kills. The kill points do add up, so here shortly we'll get the replay. And what an amazing play from Noah. I remember this quite clearly as his team went down, but he's able to get his whole team back up after they get the wipe. Yeah. So No Name kind of bringing finally their name out in this tournament.
Of course, going forward, we did see the couple great kills coming in from D-Mob from below and up top, and even someone trying to slide in. And I will say that last second crash out of the building might have been the best thing going forward, because obviously you don't want to team wipe and make everyone wait a little longer than need be. It was this right here that kind of had me a little befuddled, right? Because you get the revive off, but almost at what cost? You try to make it to window, and then find yourself a little too vulnerable in the middle of the sky, and it's like, oh, back to spawn we go then.
Yep, that is the downside of bringing the res back, is that you have a couple of seconds before you're back, and you only come back at half health. So if you get rezzed in a really not great spot like we just saw, it really can be detrimental, because you have to either get away and let yourself heal, or go to your healer, or if you are the healer, you're even in the worst position because you are kind of the one holding the team together and just don't have the health to make it happen. And sadly, that's what we saw. But overall, each player really is kind of diving in at the right times and just trying to do anything that they can to get that cash and make themselves at the very top.
Yeah, and going forward, especially the cash is so much more needed than usual, because KP is one thing, cash outs definitely another, because we look at this bracket and you're going to be facing off against tougher teams, possibly, depending on who's able to make it out of this upper bracket and even lower going forward.
Yeah, I am excited to see what's happening on the B stream. We've got a whole another set of matches going on there, and it will determine kind of who is able to bring this in, and who's about to get qualified, who's about to be fighting for elimination, and who's about to be fighting for their life in the last round, the last match. So I'm sure here in a second that we'll be getting the graphics up. We have to wait on the teams to submit their scores, and then once that happens, the production team gets the graphics all set up for us. So it does take a second, but we are moving forward with getting the updated scores.
Yeah, and imagine B stream has to be a little more bloodier than our lobby right now, because you have all these teams trying to claw, pick, and shoot their way out into at least a better position for themselves, right? And these are some names that really we did not expect. I mean, again, NTHX Esports are in that lobby as well, alongside Frog3 and Divine Dead and Burt's, which Burt's, I imagine, might be a little more blood hungry than everyone else here, because it's like, wait, we got fourth place and we need to be, a certain position. Let's what if we just run a whole reset and try to mess with everyone else involved?
Yep. Yeah, I think that we're gonna have to wait and see when their match concludes. But Burts are definitely the underdog, and they need to fight the absolute hardest. So we are going to be moving into our fourth match. Was that our third? Yeah. So our fourth match. We're almost done. Am I wrong? Was that only the third? Or only
that was our third match, right?
Yeah.
We're not being gaslit into thinking, oh no, that was our fourth match. Would be funny, but.
Yep. So we still should have two more going on in this qualifier branch. So it can be anybody's game going forward. And these last two are going to showcase what these teams have and what they can do, and if they can climb up or if they can stay on top.
Yeah, so we can confirm two more. So we're not being gaslit into thinking, no, we have three more matches coming up. Thankfully. So honestly, I think today is like going faster than really I expected. Either that, or it's just like my concept of time just completely being thrown out the window because of how much fun we're having commentating here.
Yep. These are fun matches to watch. Definitely compared to the last matches that we had, there's just so much more chaos. There's so much more explosions, fighting, everything just tearing down more. These maps are just getting destroyed by the end. It's fun to see. It's fun to see how much destruction can happen in these games, and how much we got going forward. I think that we're going to get the leaderboards right now. It is Yappers in first place with 10 kill points, 37 points in the placement, $99,000 cashed out for a total of 47 points. Yappers doing great. In second, we have BKO with 15 kill points, 25 placement points, and $65,000 cashed out for a total of 40 points. Third place is LRC with only 10 kill points, 25 placement points, and $78,000 cashed out for a total of 34. And finally, we have No Name, who is doing a little bit better. They were able to get 8 kill points total so far, and 21 placement points, and just $55,000 cashed out. So No Name definitely brought their performance up in last game, and they probably need to kind of kick it into a little bit more high gear, but they might be on the right track.
We got a good track at that one. Hopefully, maybe in these next 2 games, we're really going to have to lock it in, especially if you are No Name. But for Yappers and BKO, in a great position for themselves, 99,000 and 65,000 respectively, but only 7 points in a way, kind of separating those two, really between kind of a tie here. LRC in third, however, might have a bit of a more ways to go, as they are sitting at 35 placement points overall, 10 KP and about 78K in the bank.
Yeah, I mean, the cash is really close, shockingly. At this point in the last rounds, we definitely had kind of more of a commanding lead from BKO, so it's quite interesting to see that there's not a lot of difference between these points and the cash.
And not that much of a difference at all. I just know No Name giving up a tougher fight, if anything, clawing their way back up there. I'm not saying it's a Sisyphean task to really put yourself in a top 3 or top 2 placement even, but like we say, 90-degree hill in this situation, maybe like a 90-degree wall somewhere in Skyway or Sys Horizon going forward. So it's just gonna have to take a little bit of time, but there's not much time to be had, especially in these next 2 games. And it's like 4 minutes maybe.
Yeah. And I'm curious to see what map we'll get next. I think that by process of elimination, I think that we have to go to Vegas next. I think that we are, just almost about to see all of the maps, and it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I believe before that we should be headed to a quick break in just a second. Any last thoughts, Real, before we get started in about like 5, maybe 2 minutes here?
I think that it's still anybody's game, and I think that's a really exciting concept going into Game 4. Nobody's really has that commanding lead just yet.
Of course, we should be able to take it to a quick break here, so please stick with us. We'll be right back with more Master Split 1.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back.
We've had a small change, and Artie, welcome.
Hello, I have come all the way from the glorious land of the B stream to bring you news of the happenings. There was quite a bit of commotion that happened on the B stream that you guys might have missed if you weren't paying attention. But at the same time, everything that we had going for us on the B stream was pretty incredible. We had a lot of good fights, a lot of good tactics that we had showing up and showing off. But Rio, we're here now on the A stream. We're here in the upper bracket, the top two of which will be qualifying for tomorrow's games. Let me know about it. I want to hear about it.
Yeah, the first round was really exciting, and really BKO just kind of had such a strong presence, and we haven't really seen that today. BKO is the only team that hasn't won a round yet. So if I were a betting man, I would definitely bet that this next match might be theirs. They are definitely running into some really great interference from no-name yappers and some of these other teams here. So it's just been really close. Most of the matches have been down to the last cash out, which has been great. No team has been just absolutely dominating, and it's just been just what you want to see from these top tier teams. And like you said, the top two will be qualifying. So they'll be done for the day, and they won't have to fight 5 more matches, which is quite a lot in terms of mental power and just kind of staying with it.
Absolutely. It's a lot of work to maintain and stay in, especially once you're like already doing such a great job. To then, even if you're doing your best in the upper bracket, then you just happen to finish third place. You got 5 more matches to go. It's gonna be wild, but at the very least, we're getting through it. This is match 4, I believe, right?
Yes, this is match 4.
Amazing. So
do we see a riot shield coming out?
I really hope so. I really hope so. So tell me, who is your number 1 that you think is gonna qual through today?
Ooh, I think BKO, just because they had such a commanding performance previously, and I think that they're right now in second by just a few points, and if they win just really one match, they'll be kind of in the top 2 for sure. But it is anybody's game, and these have been extremely close matches, with even the last place team coming up all the way to first previously, so it can be anybody.
Absolutely. One of the things that I want to be looking for right now is to see who exactly is pulling the most wild strat that will work, especially given the fact that we're on Vegas now. There's quite a bit of differences in plays that we could be seeing come out. One of those differences in plays could also be the just the way that teams start to prioritize kills versus points. Now, I'm not sure about the A stream, but on the B stream, we had so many opportunities where teams just realized that, hey, playing for second and getting tons and tons of kills would end up being better. And that is what ended up working for one of our top teams, who is now looking like they're pretty solid to qualify into at least the next round of elims. But for now, on this side of things, since they are all upper bracket, we might be seeing more conservative play styles, like you mentioned before.
Make a pad here?
Yeah, we have, and in the first match, we actually saw something that we're seeing, I think, right now, since there are 2 cash outs in 1 vault. We are seeing teams that just get bold and confident that they can take them both. And even saw one cash out that happened at 44,000. So, interesting plays. The conservativeness might not be here.
Demov going for the charge and slam, the RPG, getting them all off of it. That's actually a huge brain move, but the steal is still going to be coming through. That is, of course, going to be BKO who's able to take control of that. Gremlin jumping around on the top, doing what he can to at least maneuver the enemies off that cash out. When you double the cash out, that just means everybody's going to be in one place. And when this tournament gives you 1 point per kill, what's a better way to get a bunch of kills? And looks like the steal will not come through. Almost did there, to be honest, but looks like BKO has a fantastic grip on the situation so far.
They're fighting here in the open,
Yeah,
fighting here
they
in the
were able to
open.
defend it, and they just have just a quarter of the cash out left. And I think that they're in a good position to be able to hold it. One of the team, MXKX, goes down. We're seeing gets elbowed, and really Gremlin is just trying to hold on. The cash out steal is happening right now.
Look at that.
Jumps on the jump
Just
pad.
completely unable to commit to it. And what's crazy is that BKO is like just trying to do what they can to prevent these steals from happening. You'd think that all the third parties would be here to help out as well. But nobody is.
Yeah.
But there we go. We've got Mickey at least coming through at the very last second to prevent the steal. And is that steal going to happen? No, it's not. It's BKO that will actually walk away with the 20K. That is huge because not only did they get 20K, I only got to glance at the scoreboard, but they have to have at least 5 kills. Oh, 4 kills only?
Wow.
I thought it was going to be way more than that.
Yeah, especially they just really got impactful kills that were happening during that defending. I'm curious to see if we're going to see every cash out where it's two vaults in it, or if they are going to kind of go more conservative and set it up in one-on-one. We have had a few cash outs previously that no team contested, so it has been 3 teams attacking one, and I guess 4 teams isn't that much more difficult to defend from, so they're kind of used to this format. BKO is just holding a nice commanding lead as we see each team is setting up, and I do see the vaults kind of getting close to each other. I'm not sure what to expect just yet.
Well, yeah, as Cash Out A gets started, it does look like Vault 4 is going over to Cash Out C. Now, the main question here is No Name going to be uncontested on C? Because it does look like every team is going to be more biased towards A, especially when we have LRC being able to get a really decent setup early on. They've got a lot of time to set up their barrels where they want to. But looking at C, right, we've got No Name setting up on the rooftops, and I do see BKO actually aggressing towards C, while we can see Yappers actually getting ready to go on towards A. And this is actually kind of funny because we've got BKO going from the bottom of C, Yappers going from the top of A. Yappers, wait, they realize BKO is going for C. They might decide to third party because at the end of the day, Yappers is still in last place here. They really want to do anything they can to get up to the top, but there is a fight going on. No Name up on the ultimate height here. It is Gremlin that gets the first kill of this fight here. Gonna pop the C4, at least getting another kill onto Edelko, and No Name unfortunately not gonna be able to sustain through as they are... Wait, no, they are gonna be able to sustain through. It's BKO that gets wiped. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. It came down to just Vladimir, and I didn't know which heavy was the one that got out in the end. The fight's going to be coming through for No Name, though, as once again, it is going to be the battle of the third parties. That is, of course, Yappers realizing that, hey, it's better to third C than it is to just 1v1 on A. And that is actually one of the advantages of taking height. Because Yappers, you remember, they were originally going to be going for A, then they realized, hey, just third party C instead.
I don't have yet.
Yep, absolutely. And Debo had a great just dive in there. And he previously was playing on light, now he's playing as heavy, and really doing great with that shotgun. Interesting that he is using the charge and slam instead of the shield, but he has used that already pretty constructively. So interesting plays. I think that they'll be able to get cash out C without much contesting. Small chance that they get charged. It does look like one team might be coming into it right now, but yeah, they are running out of time, and I do think that No Name might run away with this one.
Yeah, unfortunately for BKO, it looks like they are going to get a second wipe here. Unless Mickey can escape, I don't know if LRC is going to be chasing, but Mickey, 7 HP and a dream. Will he be able to get out? Just 10 seconds till the team can coin. At the very least, he should be able to proc Vault 5 and get into a good position to maneuver the team towards one of the other cash outs with Vault 5 in hand. They did lose the 15K round, but at the very least, you know, they were able to get both of those 10Ks at the very beginning, and that is what makes all the difference. Is now they are still going to be at a competitive scoreline if they can manage to snag one of the 22Ks.
Yeah, and right now we have 3 teams that are really close. You know, the spread looks like it's just a little over 6,000 from 23 to 15 down there. So one team in the bottom with just 5,000. But at this point, these last cash out vaults starting, I think, at 22,000, it can be really anybody's game, especially if we see maybe more than one vault inserted into a cash out station.
Yeah,
we see Noah.
it's just so unfortunate that you know, BKO was just in such a good spot, And then LRC, just out of nowhere. LRC. Not to mention the fact that Yappers is also kind of going through it at the moment, able to sustain a little bit. Cash Out D about to get started, and oh, I think actually it did get started. There is a little bit of a oh no, it's Cash Out B. Oh, we got B and D up at the same time. I believe everything is within a couple seconds, so that's good. I was thrown off because LRC is about, I want to say 7 seconds behind, not too bad. However, once we can see BKO getting ready to drop in here on this team fight over on B, it's gonna be a matter of who gets the first kill onto the mediums. And Gremlin goes down there. I wasn't too concerned about it, but when Oppenheimer goes down next, that is when you start to get worried because you cannot get the revive. And of course, Mickey goes down after because Oppenheimer, he's got his defibs out, can't shoot, so he's gonna get taken out second. It's one of those things where you either prioritize taking out the medium so they can't res the heavy, or if you take out the heavy, that eliminates the damage being dealt to you, and it means that one of the mediums is gonna put their gun away for a second. So if you can nail that timing, that is like the most important thing for these team fights. BKO start at the top, and now we're here. From 20k, top of the world, to 7k after getting wiped 3 times in a row. How the mighty have fallen. If they can't get one of these cash outs, that could be detrimental to their overall scoreline.
Yeah, and we do see Monaco kind of just struggling to hold on. I think that they still have the cash out. They've got the height advantage right now, and they're just trying to make sure that
massive damage. There we go. Like I said, you force the medium to put his gun away, and well, the medium is going for another res. They're gonna try to go for the defib chain. They hit the defib chain, but at least BKO, all they have to do now is to get the steal. Steal's gonna come through for BKO. 22k gonna be coming in hand, but what is this? We still have Demov available. Demov of the Yapper is going to do what he can, try and avenge his teammates, see what he can do, but unfortunately he misses a few vital shots there. It's BKO that comes through, and I believe BKO should have a good opportunity to take first here. Yep, they will be able to take first if they can walk away with it. 8 seconds, though. It's just Gremlin and Mickey. No, the steal! They couldn't stop the steal! No, the C4 didn't proc in time. No way. He hit the C4, but it didn't drop the vault. You see the instant replay, basically, as we see LRC coming through at the very last second. Absolutely unfortunate, because you saw that C4 detonate for BKO to drop the cash out to stop the steal, but it never dropped. That
looks like it got caught.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Great round from LRC and No Name. No Name was able to kind of come back from the very bottom, and I think that they walked away in second. So good to see them kind of stepping up, and I think it will have a nice impact on their overall score going forward as soon as we get the results in.
Absolutely, and there is still going to be enough room for one more. I'm looking at the kills right now, and one thing about BKO is that even though they were at the very bottom, they did at least walk away with 12 kills. That is nothing, however, in comparison to No Name. No Name actually was able to secure 18 kills and second place. So 18 kills.
Wow.
You're basically getting your first place scoreline there. And so the first place being LRC, they had 14 kills. So at the end of the day, this is what I was talking about, is like the best strategy to play for. If you can't guarantee first, guarantee second and get as many kills as you can. And that's why I was very surprised that at the very beginning of the fight, when we had the 20k cash out we had the 20k inside the first cash out, that BKO wasn't just prioritizing kills, because when you have 20k inside of one cash out, it's gonna be super easy to just get going and to just get activated to get as many kills as possible. And it was actually No Name that capitalized on this most. We can see here in these replays, it's No Name that is fighting over this 20k that they don't even own. They are playing this absolutely incredibly, because they know that, hey, even if we don't get this 20k, we have the ability to make up the money for it later. And right now, we just get as many kills as possible. And this is LRC also trying to capitalize on it. LRC walking away with, I believe, 14 kills, right? And so LRC did a lot. And I think BKO just not taking as much advantage over that, you have all 4 teams fighting at the same place. I think that did them in at the end, because they started off super well and then unfortunately just ran away with them. It just ran away with it at the end.
Yeah, yeah, and it's really about kind of holding on to that momentum. You know, you can get started nicely, but you gotta just maintain, you know, the crush, the push, it was fun. It was fun to see these, you know, no name kind of come through, swoop in, able to kind of bring it back, you know, still some great performance from BKO and some of these other teams like LRC.
Absolutely. And I think that once we get into the next... oh, here we go. We get the leaderboard. It is Yappers still up the top. Unfortunately for BKO, the kill points just might not have been enough there. So we are seeing their total at 46. It's not too bad, though, because, look, they're tied with No Name. And let's be real, this scoreline is absolutely able to be tied up in the next round. With anybody could end up anywhere. It just is going to depend on kills.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty shocked that the top 3 teams are so close in kill points. I mean, you know, tied, LRC and No Name are tied. Yappers has 1 less kill point, so just a difference of 3 kills. And even the cash is pretty close in nearly all of them. The bottom 2 within nearly 10,000 of each other, pretty much 11, and then the top 2 just a little over, you know, 12,000 difference. So the points are close. I don't think that anything is set in stone just yet. I think that we kind of, this last match will decide who's going on, who gets to stop playing for the day, and who has to fight for their life to stay in the elimination bracket.
Exactly. I think that, you know, when you really break it down, if you can just get 12 kills, right, make up that difference between first and second place, then I think that that would be enough to really set these teams apart. Because we've seen BKO drop like 24 kill games before, right? 24 kill games, that's 8 extra points. If they could just do that one more time, maybe we'll see it happen.
Yeah, and it's nice to see that kills do matter. You know, it's not just about the cash; it's about the overall performance. Because sometimes you lose a cash out just from pure third team running in there, and you just kind of lose control. But if you're still able to get the pick off kills and show that you're the dominating force, like, it can play in your favor. So there's a lot of strategy, and it's not just revolving around just getting the cash out. And I think that's what makes it exciting to see some of these top tier teams getting in there and getting what we can hope to see as a real fun, exciting last match of this round.
Absolutely. This is the last match of the round? This is it?
Yep, this is 5, yep.
Alrighty, so remember the top 2 coming out of this. This is everything right now. Well, it's not everything. They will still have another chance. We still have one more whole set of 5 after this. But for now, let's go ahead and see what the teams are going to be able to pull off. We've got the chance to see BKO and Yappers swap places, and that's going to be that is going to be possible here. Now, the main thing that I want to focus on is, again, if we can see a guaranteed team fight, right? If we can see guaranteed 4 cash outs getting in and doing work, or 2 cash outs in 2 vaults in 1 cash out. I can't speak. I don't know what speaking is. If we just get everybody activated, get those kills early on, focus on cash outs later, I think that's going to be the best thing for everybody.
Yeah, interesting to see the Demov is just swapped off of Light. He's just done with it for today. He's been doing great with the shotgun. He's throws down the dome shield, tries to go after one of their enemy team heavies, setting up a barricade so that he can buy himself a little bit of space. Trying to pick it up, wasn't able to immediately, but his teammate goes down and his other team is just holding on for dear life. Gets a nice elbow kill. Looks like he's able to run away, charging after that heavy, putting up their shield. That shotgun is doing work.
You actually ate all of my bullets, bro.
Absolutely huge, especially given the fact that you know, this is BKO we're talking about. BKO is just doing their best to try and make sure that they can get those kills. Hey, 3 kills, they got 1 point, right? But let's see what they can do with the others. That right now we don't have a doubled up cash out, but at the very least, no matter where they push right now, it's going to be an opportunity for a fight. We look down over to see. right now, obviously, we're watching Team No Name, and I think that Team No Name in this fight at the moment, it is just going to be just trading after trading. At this point, I wonder if it's intentional, because I think that each team is going to get 2 points out of this fight here. But yeah, there's Yappers coming through, doing a pretty good job at trying to take control. Yappers does have all 3 up right now. It's definitely going to be a leg up. And there it is. No Name gets wiped out. It's going to be a free wipe, and doesn't look like anyone else is pushing towards them at this current moment. I believe the next fight's going to be happening. It's taking place over by Cash Out A. And here we have it. BKO, unfortunately, not looking too strong as everybody gets taken out the very last second there. Gremlin not going to be able to sustain, and that's going to be the end of that run here. But it's not over yet, because, well, both teams might have enough chance for another take. I think No Name is going to be aggressing onto A next, though.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see. I didn't think that BKO would really go down that quickly. No Name is going down really fast as well. And if I was them, this is the match to kind of get up and go, because you're both BKO and No Name need to come in first or second to even have a chance.
Here it comes, though. No Name actually has a really good chance here to get the steal. They are running out of time, though, as LRC is still holding a very good power position up at the top of the platform, and looks like No Name, they're going to try to force their aggression out. It's not going to quite work out, though. They can't find their entry. That's going to leave not enough time to get this cash out, and I believe that means LRC is stable here on the top. Good kills with a shotgun, though. Wow. LRC, Nason 808 with a triple. Absolutely crazy. Holding the staircase. What are you going to even do if you're No Name there?
What a great hold. Like, I was already going to say something about just the few kills and just how he was able to throw it up and just kind of stay in that one location and not fall down. But boy, then he got kill after kill, and he is still going after it. How are they not aware of this? He finally goes down. But God, that was a string of like 4 or 5 kills.
That is a lot of points that we just saw get enabled right there. Now, LRC, you know, they're trying to stay alive. Blacks is trying to do what he can to not get destroyed. But if we look over at Team No Name, you know, they're sitting in 3rd place. They need to activate a vault very soon. And I'm also worried about BKO. You can see there the shock and awe. They're sitting at $1,200. They need to get a lot more. They need to get a lot more of a hold of the situation. I do believe BKO is in control of Vault 4, as you can see. You can see it running away in the corner there. But as they try to make their way over towards D, it's just being held out by Team No Name here. There it is, Vault 4 trying to go. They tried to send it all the way over, didn't land in. Maybe they get $1,000 if it lands in, right? But it also might have been a ploy to get No Name to look away. You see BKO getting ready to finish this fight. They're repositioning closer and closer to try and do some damage. But now, actually, BKO fully opted to go for B at this point. They're going to take out Nason there. Very, very good kill. Not only that, though, they will be losing Gremlin to a mine. It's going to be a battle of who can get the res first. It does look like we have a good opportunity for BKO to get a little bit of a redemption arc going. Spoiler, on very low HP on the other side. Blacks as well needs to get the regen. And I believe that this is going to be a steal from BKO that cannot be interrupted by LRC. The steal is going to come through. And if we jump back over to the other side of things, well, looks like Vault 4 has not even made it into the cash out yet.
Yeah, and it actually looks like they're giving up on Vault 4, running right to the other cash out. I'm not sure if they're just leaving it or if they are going to try and bring it with them. Because it's we might see a double, or we might just see an immediate vault that's just ready to be put in.
I don't think they're bringing it with them. They're going to leave it for someone else, because at this point it's staggered enough to where whoever starts Vault 4, they can come back and take that team fight later. Right now, they need to prioritize this team fight and try to get as many kills as possible, see if they can get the steal, because later, the steal for the next cash out is going to be possible as well. Gremlin, unfortunately, gets caught out here. Absolutely insane move by Yappers to jump inside of the fight here. here. Now BKO getting thirded. That being said, LRC still up at the top of the platform. They haven't decided to jump down just yet, but BKO is having a hard time staying alive here as Yappers is in a perfect position. Here comes LRC, though, onto the sideline. LRC trying to do some damage here, but they are going to get absolutely eaten up. Blacks is able to sustain. Nason does get fully healed up. We're looking over at No Name here, and now No Name, part of the fight, of course, bringing the cash. They are actually going for the double.
Yes.
What is this? They did do the double. I was completely wrong. Then why? Why? They doubled it to... This is absolutely a ploy to just get someone knocked out here because they just guaranteed that LRC is going to be passing forward in first place here. No matter what, LRC is gonna take the first place here.
We have to double
this is
22K, by
insane.
the way, 'cause if they
This
put-
is
if they start to
absolutely a
catch us,
ploy to try to get Yappers to earn less points so that they can try to get up top. This is massive brain play.
Absolutely. I did not expect that. And at the last second, too, he put it in. Such a bold move and such a... You really have to have a trust in your team to do something like that. Because they weren't in control of the cash out, and they just decided, hey, we're going to make it double. And with, what do we have, a minute 40 left?
Yeah, and this is why, like, this format is so crazy, because you not only have to try to use your brain to figure out what the best play is to guarantee your placement in the match, but you also have to think about the overall standings of the tournament and what points you have in the tournament itself. And it's wild because you would never see a play like that happen in ranked unless you're trying to just go for second place. And I mean, granted, they are going to be able to guarantee second place here for Yappers, but I mean, it's wild that Yappers would even do that.
Yeah, and honestly, it's just, yeah, it's going to make these last two so much more impactful for the bottom two teams because they're just fighting to stay in this. And I have a feeling that, yeah, this last cash out on D is going to be quite the one to watch.
Oh,
LRC!
Oh, look at that. No Name loses one. Absolutely insane moves here, and we're going to be jumping over to Yappers as well, still doing a little bit of damage on the side. Looks like Nason is nowhere to be seen. Black's getting soloed out, but now he is going to be up behind Dimov. Nason 808, do what he can to finish it up. Dimov, he RPGs himself out. And let's check in with BKO up at the top. They have the cash out started, and it's doubled. This is good because this means that every team is going to be fighting here, and but we also could be seeing LRC just take a backseat. They might not want to because they're guaranteed second place now, unless they can get enough kills, right? If they get enough kills, then hey, they got first place. But
yeah, BKO's in a great position too. They're up above. They've got kind of a nice overview. They can take this.
I think BKO just got knocked down from their platform. They did. This is going to be crazy because we are seeing Team No Name aggressing from the other side. No Name might be going for a steal, or they might be pushing around the side to get into the caves to find an outside in. It's not just No Name that's there. It's also Yappers. Yappers taking a very close position, but again, it's No Name that starts the aggression first. BKO able to sustain a little bit. Edelko alive, Vladimir alive. Team No Name doing what they can, just heal each other up. Here's Yappers also going to be fighting in onto Team No Name. But the steal, BKO is getting stolen right now. Who is that that's stealing? Of course, it is going to be retaken, but no, it's not. Oh, this is so unfortunate for BKO with only 10 seconds. BKO loses control, and it's a third team that comes through. It's LRC that might be able to maintain the steal. Is it LRC?
Right,
no, it's not. Oh my goodness. Absolutely.
I'm not sure who's in control. This is
wild
insane.
that team. No Name? Wait, it was No Name.
I don't know who stole it right at the end. Yeah,
it was No Name. No Name stole it right at the end. That was so chaotic. It was stolen twice, and No Name was actually able to walk away with it. This is detrimental for BKO. This is so unfortunate. BKO only having 6 kills. That means 3 points for the whole match. And then if you look, oh my gosh, if you look at LRC's score right now, LRC has the 24 kill game. They have 23 kills. Wow. 23 kills. That is 11 points and first place. I believe that is unbeatable right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just insanity that we saw 2 cash outs go double because it just brought all 4 teams into one area. Each person was getting shot at from left and right. We had to see the pocket healers doing their best to keep their heavies alive, and it was literally utter chaos right until the very last second. We weren't even sure who won right until the end. So it just shows you the strategy. I hesitate to call it strategy because it just seems so irresponsible in my opinion to go for it right at the end. I mean, why not go for the safe route, make sure that your team gets the most points? But nope, you just going for it. You trust your team, and really just amazing gameplay.
It is, and the main thing that I'm like really trying to do the math in my head about where BKO was at the beginning, where Yappers was, because it's really unfortunate for Yappers too. But Yappers, they finished 3rd place, but they also had 22 kills. They had 22 kills there, which is, again, that's 11 points. It's a lot of value, even though they got the 3rd place finish. Right now, our data analysts are punching the numbers right now. The number crunch is real. Let's see the replays from this last match. And it does look like we have a very good set of plays to choose from here with this, especially when it comes to the middling doubles. I love to see it. But I think that Nason with this play up here, that is probably one of the best plays that we've seen. Just insane with the medium shotgun.
Just nobody could bring him down, and then after that big kill streak, he just was still alive and kept going. It took him, a little bit longer before anybody could get him and stop him, because when you're just on a rampage like that, you just don't want anybody to stop you. And this was definitely the highest kill match that we've seen today. 2 teams going into the 20s. That's impressive. A lot of team wipes, a lot of just death, destruction, explosions. You gotta love it. Perfect final match of this bracket.
Rio, I so desperately want to be playing. I so desperately want to be playing with a shotgun right now after seeing this.
Yeah.
And here it is. It is LRC with 21 kill points. Absolutely insane, jumping their total to 76. And you said it, that is map 5, which means that we are now going on to our elim number 2, and that is gonna be No Name and BKO dropping into elim number 2. I believe that we also have our results as well for the lower bracket. We have the results that on the lower bracket, Frog 3 and Bertz have moved on to elim round 2. So that means LRC and Yappers, we will see them tomorrow. They are done playing. They can go ahead and go back to ranked. And for No Name and BKO, you've still got a journey ahead, because it's Frog 3 and Bertz ahead of you to get into the next one. But still, let's just take a look at these kills. You can really see the difference in playstyle, right? How No Name, 16 kill points overall, 43 placement points, versus you look at BKO, 20 kill points, but because they didn't prioritize the placement points as much, they didn't get to qual.
Yeah, and just 80,000 is quite low. I mean, for overall 5 matches, 80,000. I expected so much more from BKO after just a smash through performance that they had in the first round. So this is interesting. I can tell that they definitely switched over to trying to get more kills. But yeah, I think going forward, if they don't want to be eliminated, they really need to kind of step it up a little bit to make sure that they get both the cash outs and continue on with these kills. No Name had a great performance. I think they were able to get a lot of good steals, and they were just able to kind of get a little bit higher than BKO in the overall total. So really interesting to see how the numbers break out, and just to see what teams were able to have the lead, and just how the other teams just slowly slipped through their fingers.
Absolutely, it's a ton of very interesting meta strategies that we've been seeing on the broadcast. There's a ton of very interesting micro plays that we saw to come through. But with Yappers specifically, man, it is just raw performance. It is just raw left clicking. And hey, I think that we're going to have an insane fight ahead of us, especially since, again, we get to see Frog 3 and Bert's back on the broadcast. It's going to be crazy. We're going to go ahead and take a break while we get those matches set up. So we'll see you all in just a little bit.
Both rocketed.
Inside.
Very, very low, very low. Great, please shoot. Down.
I got demons. What?
Nice. Là.
Vas-y, va prendre le point.
There's a different team here.
Un mort.
Can he heal? He's low. Nice. Oh, what? Blind. Above. He can't.
Non, derrière West. Meurs pas, juste à 10 secondes.
He's stealing.
I'll rocket it.
Volez. Vol. Ça passe.
Oh, that was so sloppy. Nice try.
I don't know, like how
Where's this up? I'm dead.